Good morning, friends. So, today we will do the process of research. So, this is MPCE 46, Block 1, Unit 2. We are doing the research topic. So, the process of research, it answers the how of research, like how our research is conducted. So, we can divide the entire research process in 6 steps. The first is topic selection and review of literature. Second is methodology. Third is data collection, coding and analysis. Fourth, findings, discussion and conclusion. Fifth, references. And step 6, putting the research as a paper or preparing a research paper. So first step is topic selection and review of literature. So topic selection, like how do we choose the topic, like which topic we need, the research needs to be done. So first is the first is the generation and development of research ideas. Research always starts from an idea. ओके हम जो भी कोई भी नई डेवलपमेंट्स, नए एक्सपेरिमेंट्स या कोई इन्वेंशंस भी होती हैं तो यू हैव ऑलवेज हर्ड दैट इट ऑलवेज स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम एन आइडिया. समवन समवेयर गेट्स एन आइडिया इन समवेयर्स माइंड, एन आइडिया इज जनरेटेड एंड विच इज़ देन research is done, experiments are done, and the new inventions are made. So to develop an idea, you need to discuss with your teachers and seniors like research scholars, and also you can consult experts in the field. Then you can read the literature. You have to read the literature in depth on a specific area. Ensure that the specific area you are exploring are addressing and concerned with the recent issues. ठीक है, कोई recent issue है आपका, उससे आपका एरिया जो है, you have to be choose the area which needs to be not much research is done on that area, because old issues which have already lots of research have been conducted on those ideas, so that issues are not taken. ठीक है, we take the recent issues where not much research is conducted. For that you need to read the recent journal articles, and then once you are interested in a particular area, you can move to that specific area and do the reading part related to your topic. Then idea can also be generated through observation of oneself as well as other people around us in different situations and context. ठीक है, तो क्या होता है कि जब भी हम कोई टॉपिक सेलेक्ट करते हैं, हमें वो जो आइडिया है वो टॉपिक का, वो कहीं से भी आ सकता है. ठीक है, ऑब्जर्वेशन से भी आ सकता है, कोई जनरल रीड करके भी आ सकता है, या किसी सीनियर से कंसल्ट करके भी आ सकता है. अ सेंस ऑफ क्यूरियोसिटी, क्वेश्चनिंग द थिंग्स, एनालाइजिंग, सिंथेसाइजिंग डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स, keenness, creativity, all help us to come up with ideas which can be discussed or read through the literature. Then comes the evaluation of ideas as research worthy, कि जो idea आपने सोचा है that is research worthy or not. So that is also a important point. So for that, going beyond the known, see, ensure that we are not reinventing the wheel. हमें कोई ऐसी चीज़ पे रिसर्च करना है जो नहीं जानते हैं लोग. ठीक है, दैट इज़ बियॉन्ड वॉट इज़ नोन. सो डू अ थॉरो रिसर्च सर्वे ऑफ पर्टिकुलर एरिया. नाउ फिजिबिलिटी आइडिया शुड बी टेस्टेबल, रिसोर्सेज शुड बी अवेलेबल. ठीक है, अवेलेबल ऑफ रिसोर्सेज plays an important role, like human, material, financial resources to conduct the research. Then interest, that is also a very important point, that you should be really interested in the topic and it should excite you to study that topic. Okay, so research is a long process which requires money, energy, time, hard work. So the topic should be such that will sustain your motivation. So second step is review of literature. So what is the review of literature? It is the finding out of the related ideas in the areas of research you are interested in. जो आपने टॉपिक या जो एरिया आपने सोच लिया है उसमें कुछ से रिलेटेड कुछ भी काम हुआ है पहले, वो आपको फाइंड आउट करना है, रेफ़र करना है उसके लिए जर्नल्स, बुक्स, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रिसर्च, एनसाइक्लोपीडिया, हैंडबुक, डेटाबेस वगैरह को. ठीक है, एंड देन रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर हेल्प्स यू टू नो द थियोरेटिकल बैकग्राउंड कंसर्निंग योर टॉपिक्स. उससे आपको एक थियोरेटिकल बैकग्राउंड पता चल जाता है अपने टॉपिक का. Now there is a difference between literature summary and literature review. Literature summary simply summarizes whatever research has been conducted in a particular area. It presents the main findings of the each study in the area. Basically, जो अभी तक रिसर्चेज हुई हैं उसको समराइज किया जाता है. Whereas literature review is analyzing the studies in an area. उसको एनालाइज किया जाता है जो भी स्टडीज हुई हैं, एंड देन वी फाइंड आउट द रिसर्च गैप्स, डायरेक्शंस, लिमिटेशंस, स्कोप. Okay, so summary, it is presented study wise, whereas review, it is presented theme wise. So review not only summarizes but also evaluates the study in an area and highlights the relationships, main points, contradictions, gaps and unanswered questions. Then what is research problem or research question? See, ये determine करता है आपके आगे के steps के लिए. So this is the first step. Because when you know clearly where you want to go, you can take concrete and appropriate steps accordingly. कि आप actually क्या research करना चाहते हो, क्या find out करना चाहते हो, अगर वो आपको clearly पता है तो आगे के steps फिर accordingly लिए जा सकते हैं. So to measure the effectiveness of well-being program on the health of older population or effectiveness of So to measure the effectiveness of a well-being program on the health of older population or effectiveness of a motivational program on the motivation of sports person or to study how resilience affects coping, ठीक है, ये सब एग्जाम्पल्स हैं. ये इस तरह की रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती हैं. सो देयर आर 2 एस्पेक्ट्स टू रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम. पहला पीपल, दैट इज़ योर स्टडी पॉपुलेशन, एंड दूसरा योर प्रॉब्लम द सब्जेक्ट एरिया. Then comes the variables. So you need to identify variables in your research study which provide the operational definitions. Variables हमने फर्स्ट ईयर में पढ़े हैं. They are independent variable, dependent variable and extraneous variable. So independent variable which we can manipulate, dependent variable it depends on the independent variable, and extraneous variable which the external variables we need to control. Then step 2, we come to step 2, that is methodology. So first is the objective. Like एक specific terms में दिया जाता है कि what you want to study. Then hypothesis, this is also very important. This we have studied in the first year. The hypothesis is a tentative statement or assumption based on the existing studies. Okay, so there are possibilities that hypothesis is wrongly accepted or rejected because of many factors such as faulty design or faulty sampling technique. So this refers to errors in hypothesis. The errors are of 2 types, type 1 and type 2, and this we have already studied in very much detail in MAPC first year. That when a null hypothesis is true, we reject it, that results in type 1 error, and when null hypothesis is false, we accept it, that results in type 2 error. So in qualitative research, the hypothesis is not required. Then third is the research design. This also we have studied in detail in the first year. So this design addresses how will you find the answers to your research problems. It aims at getting accurate, objective and unbiased results. Okay. So the types are, first is based on nature of investigation, which can be experimental. Experimental studies the phenomena under a controlled condition, जहाँ पे वेरिएबल्स का मैनिपुलेशन हो जाता है और सैम्पल्स रैंडमाइज लिए जाते हैं. सो इंटरनल वैलिडिटी इज़ यूजुअली हाई इन प्रॉपरली डिज़ाइन एक्सपेरिमेंटल रिसर्च. ओके, सो बहुत वैलिड रहता है ये एक्सपेरिमेंटल, क्योंकि हमने इसको कंडीशंस को मैनिपुलेट किया होता है, कंट्रोल किया होता है. अब नॉन एक्सपेरिमेंटल में द 3 मेन फीचर्स इज कंट्रोल्ड कंडीशन, मैनिपुलेशन ऑफ वेरिएबल्स, रैंडमाइजेशन आर एब्सेंट इन नॉन एक्सपेरिमेंटल. तो जो ये चीज़ें 3 चीज़ें एक्सपेरिमेंटल में हैं वो नॉन एक्सपेरिमेंटल में नहीं हैं. ओके, देन द नॉन एक्सपेरिमेंटल डिस्क्राइब्स वेरिएबल, ऑब्जर्व्स, फाइंड आउट द डिफरेंस, एंड इट हैज़ द एडवांटेज ऑफ स्टडिंग वेरिएबल्स इन ए नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट. ओके, तो बायस्ड नहीं होता है. देन क्वाजी एक्सपेरिमेंटल, it studies cause and effect relationship like experimental design and involves manipulation of independent variable, but it does not involve random assignment of participants to experimental and control group. Then research design in qualitative research. In qualitative research, the focus is not on the numbers. Okay, so it is the description. So methods which are done in the qualitative research are case studies, which is both qualitative and quantitative study design. It is detailed in-depth study. Then interviews, small group, interactive discussion, okay, to elicit the attitude, beliefs and emotions of participants. Then participant observation, जिसमें कि जो आपका रिसर्चर है वो ग्रुप में पार्टिसिपेट करके ट्राइज टू अंडरस्टैंड द बिहेवियर ऑफ द स्टडी टॉपिक. ओके, देन रिसर्च डिज़ाइन विच इज़ बेस्ड ऑन नंबर ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट्स. द फर्स्ट इज क्रॉस सेक्शनल. ठीक है, तो इट्स देयर इज बोथ द स्टडी पॉपुलेशन एंड द टाइम ऑफ स्टडी रिप्रेजेंट द सेम टाइम पॉइंट. Then before and after, that is pre-test and post-test, and longitudinal, where the pattern of change or how the change has progressed, so that is understood. Then sample and the tools, these all we have already discussed in detail in the first year. Then ethical issues, research proposal. Then step 3 is data collection, coding and analysis. So it is like blueprint of any building. Once it is finalized, we can proceed with collecting data and analyzing it. Then results, discussion and conclusion. So one needs to discuss these findings according to earlier studies and theories, and researcher highlights the key findings of study and points out the implication. References which are written in latest APA format. Then preparing a research paper is the last step. So aim is to disseminate the findings in the wider research circle so that it adds to the general pool of knowledge in the field. It encourages discussion and interaction related to the research. Okay, so entire research process divided into 3 main phases. First is deciding the research topic, which answers the what of research, कि हम क्या research करना चाहते हैं. Planning, which focuses on how to research, हम कैसे करेंगे, and finally collecting the required data. So next हम करेंगे next video में.